This one-stop shop is for those affected by Hurricane Harvey looking to gain ground through an upcoming housing and job fair. Please welcome Mike Kerner. He is a long-term recovery specialist over at Aransas County. You've been in the position since the storm. Let's get right to it. What are things like? You've had a chance to see what it was like before.
Yes.
And now the recovery. How are things going?
Yeah, I mean, every day it just gets better and better. I mean, if you were there early on in the storm, the amount of storm debris, the damage to housing, the damage to businesses was just something almost unfathomable. A Category 4 storm will do that. But we're now 7 months along. The debris, for the most part, is gone. If you've been out there recently, there's still a little bit on the roadside, but in the cities itself and in the county, things are looking better.
So there's hope.
Absolutely, hope every day, and that's part of what the long-term recovery team is here to do, is to liaison and do that and bring hope to the community and really set the tone for what the community wants for recovery, and our job is just to go out and make that happen for them.
Make sure those resources come
Yes,
in. The housing and job fair, how does that kind of assist in this mode of moving forward?
Well, two of our biggest challenges obviously are housing, and specifically workforce housing. Is how do we match up our workforce in a tourism-based economy and get our businesses back open? You have to have a workforce to do that. In order for the workforce to actually come and work, you have to have a place for them to live. So most of our multifamily workforce housing was destroyed in the storm. So we've partnered with HUD and FEMA and SBA, and some of their agencies and some of their sub-agencies will be down to talk to those folks about housing and how they can get back into housing, how they can qualify for housing and get them back into those homes, as we also work to bring
we hear some people complain about, oh, it's difficult, you know, I'm getting turned down or rejected. You kind of walk them through that process.
Yeah, it is. It's always a challenge. We don't control that process. It's controlled by FEMA for that. So our job is to liaison and advocate for survivors when we can, make sure they have the resources, tell them to keep going back to them and hounding them as well, and also to look for alternative solutions for that. And this is one of those. We're trying to match up resources with those folks that need it the most.
And we're going to put the information on the screen. I believe we just had it up, but there it is again. Really quickly, what's the one thing you would say to people who are still kind of maybe down in the dumps and the doldrums, if you will, about this job fair and housing fair?
Well, this is the positive part of coming back. Come, look for a job, get back into the house. Rockport, Fulton, Aransas County is open for businesses. The businesses are back open. They need the support, and we need the workforce there. So we've tried to provide the one-stop shopping to get you some housing options with and match you up with some employers that are looking for employees, not just for permanent workforce, but also for the students as we get towards the end of the school year looking for summer work. And we thought this was a great way to be able to do that and also demonstrate that we're back on the road to recovery.
Perfect. Mike, thank you so much for coming, and we do wish you a speedy recovery, as it were, not in the hospital, but in you know, that process of getting out from Hurricane Harvey. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Keep tabs for sure.
Please do, anytime.